about the Sikhs. No one knew why we were wearing the turbans, but the one thing that the four of us actually did really well was we used to play basketball, and we played basketball all the time. That was the one thing all the kids used to pick on us, when we were playing basketball, until we got very focused on playing basketball and playing it really well. We played basketball all through into varsity. I was in the starting five for most of the varsity season. My cousin Jagdeep was also in the varsity team. And one of the things that we used to do was we used to go around and do pickup games. So going out in different gyms and so forth, we wanted to always play basketball all the time. So we would go to school, after school we would try to play basketball. And one of the things that we tried to do was get a group of 5 people and go around and play basketball. So we had the 4 boys, and then we had one of our friends, Virji, who we got from the Singh Sensations. We were 5. And we would go into just open courts, open gyms, and play basketball over there. As soon as you step in the court, everyone's just looking at us. And they're like, who are these guys? They wear pakas. Do they even know how to play basketball? And on top of it, they brought a girl to play basketball. I mean, what is this? These guys don't even really know. I don't think they even know how to play the game. And I'm 6'3". My brother's 6'5". My cousin, Jagdeep, he's 5'4". He's the shortest one in the family. So he would go up and he'd be, who's got next game? All right, I have 5 people here. Who's got next game? Because I got 5 people, let's play. And all of them would just turn around and look, really? Are you serious? You guys, who are you guys? And as soon as we start playing, they're like, okay, let's go. This should be a quick game, let's go, let's bring them on. They would just, start playing, and as soon as we started playing, they would start going, wow, these guys can actually play basketball. So it wasn't because of me, or my brother who's 6'5", or my cousin who played varsity basketball also at Jagdeep. It was because of my cousin's sister, Jasmine. She was our secret weapon. She actually was one of the best basketball players that we had in our county. She got a scholarship to Bowdoin University to play basketball. She went and played professional basketball in Europe, in Spain. So when we walked around and we played games and so forth, people laughed at us as soon as we entered the gym. By the time we left the gym, people respected us. They were like, as soon as we left the gym, they were like, so you guys coming back next week? Because we want to play you guys again. So, and what was your name again? Bobby? Yeah. Okay, come on, dude. I want to make sure that you're on my team. So the point is that we focused on basketball. This was what the O'Rourke family did. The Anand family, the other family in Oklahoma, they had a different thing. Their focus wasn't basketball. Their focus was music. So the Anand family, Jan, Sonu Virji knows him, Jan, and one of the things that we used to do, there wasn't a Gurdwara at that time in Oklahoma. So we used to go to have kirtan and sangat at individual people's houses. And when we went to their house one time for kirtan, after the kirtan and so forth, later in the evening, he brought some group of friends over. And he said, you know what, if you don't mind, I'm going to have a jam session with one of my friends and some of my friends and so forth. And we were like, jam session? What are you going to jam on? What is it? Oh, we played rock music. We're like, rock music? Are you serious? So they had all of a sudden, you see all these white guys who come in. One of them has a bass player, one's a guitarist, the other one's a singer, the other one's a keyboard. You're like, seriously, you're going to jam out in the house? And they start jamming. And next thing you know, Jan Anand is playing the drums. He was one of the best drummers in that whole area. And not only was he the best drummers in the area, he got a scholarship in music. Full ride scholarship to the University of Oklahoma to play drums. He was on the marching band for the drums. So if you see, the attire that the drummers, the marching band guys wear, they've got the full uniform and so forth, and they've got the long hats. He was the only guy who actually wore a bug and was on the marching band in the halftime of the football game. So the point being, the way that we overcame both the Anand family and the O'Rourke family were 2 different ways. One was our focus, the O'Rourke family, we focused on basketball. That's how we built friends. That's how we communicated, built the bridges with the people around us, and then, grew from there. The Anand family, they built it by, music. And one of the things that the reason that I like the Anand family, especially Jan Anand so much, was the fact that when we went to his house to see him play, and he was playing, he was famous throughout high school. And it wasn't because all the guys thought he was cool because he was in the rock band. It was the girls who thought he was cool. The girls actually liked the fact that he was a drummer for a rock and roll band. So this is just, two instances, in two separate families, two different styles. Growing up in Oklahoma, where there are no Sikh families really around. And at this point, one of the things that we actually grew was that everyone knew in our whole county, everyone knew the Oberoi family. Everyone in the, in his county, they all knew the Anand family. So that's just two experiences or two instances that I wanted to speak of.
Okay, thanks, Virji. Next, we're gonna have Jolly Virji talk about teamwork.
Hey guys, my name is Jolly. How many of you are Laker fans?
Yeah!
I feel sorry for all of you. You can put your hands down. So what happened with the Lakers this year? Did they do well? They got swept, right? Yeah, so what happened, right? Let's think about it. Let's talk about that. We had one of the best teams ever assembled in the history of the NBA. Okay, if you look at their roster, they had 4 All-Stars. 4 people who will likely make it into the Hall of Fame, right? Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, Pau Gasol, right? At the beginning of the season, everyone who hated the Lakers was jealous that the Lakers got all these great players, right? And then towards the end of the season, the Lakers fans were all miserable that they felt like they didn't build a good enough team, right? So what happened? Anyone have a guess? What do you think?
Since they were all stars, like the stars didn't pass or thought they were good, so they didn't need to, so they took like bad shots.
What do you think?
They were all hugging the ball.
They're all hugging the ball?
Since they're all stars, they're just a lot of ball time, so they didn't like, so like the people who didn't play well, they couldn't because
Sure.
instead of making shots, they tried to make big shots.
Right. Okay, good. So here, this was the problem. You had all of these really, really great players. But great players don't make a great team. What makes a great team is when everyone is working together, helping each other out, passing the ball, setting screens, taking the right shot, not hogging the ball. These are all the things that we're learning about today when we play basketball, right? First in the morning, we learned about all the fundamentals, about how to pass the ball, how to set screens, how to shoot the ball. And today, after these speeches, we're going to actually play basketball, and we're going to get to work together as a team, right? And what's really important to learn about basketball and about life in general is, and this is what I think why all of us really love basketball. We play it every week, and we do it because it's fun to play with others, and it's fun to play together. And when you're playing together and you're feeding off of each other, you can be really, really good, even though individually you may not be the best player that's on the court. And how does that translate outside of the basketball court? Does anyone have any ideas? So in Sikhi, there is a really, really strong concept of this. And that's the concept of Sangha, right? When we're all sitting here together, we're one big team, right? We're all supposed to help each other out. If you look at yourself, there's probably someone who's younger than you that looks up to you, who looks at you as a role model. There's someone who's the same age as you that looks to you as a friend and a support system. And there's someone that's older than you that is your role model, right? And that's why we want to create this type of camp, is we want to create this sense of community, right? In Sikhi, it's so important that as a Sangha, we help each other out. We're there for each other to give each other support on the basketball court and outside of the basketball court. Basketball is really just a metaphor for how we should be living our life also outside of the court. Playing together, helping each other out, and making sure that we're always good role models for each other. And that's what I want you to do. Today, what I love to see was when it wasn't your turn and you were watching your other teammates play, you were cheering them if they made a shot, right? And you were encouraging them to go faster or pass the ball better. And that's what we need as a community. That's one of the big reasons that I joined the Singh Sensations, was I feel like there's this great sense of community and Sangha, and I can go and I can hang out with my friends, I can go play basketball and have a lot of fun playing basketball. But then every night after we play basketball, we all go and we have dinner together, right? And that is almost just as good as the basketball game because we get to sit around, we get to make fun of each other, we get to make fun of Monty in particular. We get to talk about the game and we get to talk about life. And we get to talk about what's going on in our lives and how we can each help each other in pursuing our dreams. And so I want you guys to remember that and think about that. Keep this idea of teamwork really, really close to you as you play basketball, but also remember that these friendships, they extend far beyond the basketball court. And it's really important that we as a community, like Bobby Virji said, you know, he had a very small community that was very, very supportive. We're really, really lucky to have as many Sikh families here as we do. And it's really important that we help support each other and we're always there for each other. So make sure you keep that in mind at the end of the day, and I hope you guys have fun the rest of the day. Thanks.
Okay, so next, Upinder Panji and Harbani Panji are going to talk to us. Their particular expertise is not in basketball, but it's in different sports, which is highly encouraged. And not only, you know, I say expertise, it's because she was the best soccer player, you know, in Vancouver for a long time, highest goal scorer, and she was the best skater in like India for a long time through high school and everything. So they performed and excelled in their sports. So let's hear from them.
Hi everybody, I think I know most of you guys here. Can all the girls raise their hands? There's not very many of you, okay. All right, so out of all the girls, let me ask you, how many of you play sports in school? You play in school? Okay, you put your hands down.